Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I'm speaking with Jeremiah Duncan of Funeral at Sea. He's got a brand new single out. It is called Never Enough, and I'm super excited to talk to him all about it. Jeremiah, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to be here. How are you doing? What's going on?
Thank you, first off, for having me here. I really appreciate it. Um, just trying to, it's a little brisk today in Kentucky, but I still was able to get outside and enjoy the weather a little bit. So just trying
Nice.
to hopefully usher in some spring and summer weather here,
I think we're right around the corner, so it's
Yeah.
it's almost there.
In
What's
Kentucky,
yeah.
we always have a false spring. So we
Okay,
think
okay.
we've made it and then it gets cold again. So like
And then
it's
you go into it.
Yeah,
So
well, yeah, so they tricked us, but we're back in the cold again. So we're hopefully this will be the end of it.
gotta get over that hump. Almost
Oh
there.
yeah.
So you've got this new song out, and like I said before we started recording, I love it, man. It's so
Thank you.
emotional, it's so raw and intimate, and it's tough because me as a person, like I can interpret lyrics one way, but it's
Sure.
always best to hear what it's about from the person who wrote
Yeah,
the song. So I'd love to
absolutely.
hear like what inspired this one and what's it all about.
Sure. Thank you for the kind words about the song
Of
too.
course.
Yeah, that's one thing that I really try to convey in my acoustic music is like you said, real raw and just heartfelt. And
Yeah.
it's I literally have my acoustic hanging up on my wall in my living
Awesome.
room because it's my outlet for just
Yeah.
to get stuff off my chest and then helps me be able to write and focus on things like that. So Never Enough is actually a song about a divorce that I went through. It was just a really tough time, as you can probably tell by the lyrics.
Yeah.
And
I get
just no
it.
matter what I felt like no matter how much I tried to give, it just kept falling short, and um, it's just one of those things where sometimes things aren't meant to work out and that's okay. That's kind of the ending of the song too, is I'm doing the best that I can,
Right.
so it's as long as you're trying to improve yourself, improve your situation and not hurt anybody,
No,
and
I
it
totally understand.
yeah, you may not feel like you're worth anything, but you still have value. So to be able to get those things out of me and get them onto paper and be able to sing it, and a lot of people have said, "Man, this one hits home." I felt like
Yeah.
I haven't just really amounted to much, but I'm doing the best I can. I said, "Yeah, that's
No,
all
man,
you can." You
it's
know,
super relatable for those that have gone through that situation, but even those
sure,
even those that have gone through like painful breakups, they didn't have to be
absolutely,
married. Like it's something that
yeah,
you can kind of dig into and apply to your own life. But I
yeah,
even find that there's a ton of like resilience and hopefulness towards the end of the song, towards like
yeah,
moving past it onto a better future.
sure,
Hopefully there were good times, but I don't know, man. It's like I think that's kind of the hard part with songwriting is it's like people don't know you. Like people that
yeah,
listen to the song, like if it continues to get listened to, they have no idea who you are as a person.
sure,
They don't
absolutely,
know that this is a real situation. So like for
yeah.
you and the actual process of writing the song, did it ever feel like not necessarily writing in a diary or something like that, but just like
Well,
that the weight kind of got lifted off of you in a way?
absolutely. Actually, I'm a big believer in journaling. So,
Yeah, there you go.
in therapy, I think mental health is very, very important.
Of
So,
course.
for me, being able to jot in my journal, today sucked. I had a rough day,
Right, right. I
whatever the
get it.
case may
Yeah,
be,
yeah,
put it
yeah.
down on paper, get it off my chest, talk to my therapist, whatever the case may be. But yeah, especially through music, being able to let go of that stuff. And, if honestly, when I first started writing a lot of my songs that are on the album and everything, the intent wasn't to be like, "Hey, I hope people like these,"
Sure.
That's just kind of like a bonus byproduct. It's just more I had to get
100%.
this stuff off my chest,
Right.
and in fact, I played a show. I guess I just don't. I mean, I understand it's emotional because obviously I was emotional when I wrote it, but
Yeah.
I just don't really. I don't really think about it connecting to people how it connected to me. So even last week, I had a show here in Lexington, and some guy came up to me afterwards, was like, "I was just bawling after your
Yeah,
show.
man.
It really hit me." I'm like, "Dang, okay."
No,
So,
that's
you
that's
know,
the that's the cool thing though, is like you're gonna
yeah,
play to people that don't know who you are. And obviously, like the songs mean so much to you because you're the
sure,
one that put pen to paper, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, you're putting out a message there that if people resonate with it, they kind of become fans for life because it's like
Yeah.
you get them, they get
Yeah.
you, and it's that weird bond at
Yeah,
the same
absolutely. Well,
time.
and I've played in multiple different genres of bands, but for
Sure.
me, the acoustic setting is just so vulnerable and just so
Yeah.
open. And just to for me to be on stage with just my acoustic and not a backing track, not a click, nothing, just me
Yeah.
in the acoustic, and it's just bearing my heart for people, you
Right, right.
know.
I'm actually really happy you brought that up because I had that in my notes here was like, I think the song, for me at least, I don't know if it could work in a non-acoustic way because it feels so
Sure.
raw and open, and it's like you're singing directly to the person. You're not
Yeah.
like, this isn't one that is just like, hey everyone, like you're
Yeah.
casting a wide net.
Yeah.
When you write, obviously you said you've been in different genres. When you write, do the lyrics and the message have to match the tone of the song?
Not necessarily. A lot of for me, I know everybody's a little bit different. When I write music, I'll usually write the music first.
Hmm.
And so normally, like once I kind of get a riff down and I'm kind of, kind of hashing out verse, chorus, bridge, whatever the
Yeah.
case may be, it just kind of naturally like stuff just starts to flow in my head. Especially, I usually start with the chorus because I
Yeah.
want something that kind of resonates and sticks. And then I just build from there. So sometimes I guess inadvertently, yes, it kind of does match
Sure,
the
sure.
music, because
Yeah.
I'm playing something ultra slow. Obviously, it's not going to be about, going to the playground and like having a party, So,
Yeah.
but so, I mean, I guess inadvertently, yes, I do kind of write it like that. So,
Nice. In terms
yeah.
of actually making the song, like how do you record? How was this song recorded?
So there's several songs. If you I'm on all streaming platforms under
Yeah.
Funeral at Sea. There's several songs that I just actually recorded on Bandcamp,
Oh,
or
nice.
excuse me, released on Bandcamp as well. But I recorded on GarageBand here at the house.
Got it.
And just, because again, that's kind of really what I wanted to do, was just the real raw emotion, and just,
Totally.
I wanted to be able to make somebody close their eyes and think I'm just sitting in the room with them playing, you
If that
know?
was the intention, you 100% nailed
Yeah.
it. I'm
Well,
serious.
and I appreciate that, because the single that I just dropped, Never Enough, I re-recorded it, and
Yeah.
the album I actually went to a studio and recorded, and I'm like, how do I tell this guy not to overproduce me?
Right. Okay. And I promise that was also in my notes because
Yeah.
I think a song like this, super crisp production with
Yeah.
all the gimmicky novelty stuff would like
Yeah.
detract from what the
Sure.
song is about.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it's like you're singing to someone in the room. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's this kind of music that it's like if it doesn't have that feeling, I don't feel like it fully hits where it needs to hit.
Absolutely.
And I think it also goes to show it's like, a lot of independent artists listen and watch these and they're always striving towards the next big thing of like I need to get in the studio, I need to
Yeah.
work with the best producers. But you can put out amazing music on GarageBand, an
Oh,
app
absolutely.
that comes with your computer. It's
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying, like it doesn't always need
Especially
to
if
be
you
this
want bare
crazy thing.
bones,
A
just
hundred
real
percent.
raw. Absolutely.
Oh
And that's
yeah.
why I was scared to take this album that I'm getting ready to release. It's at the pressing plant right now. So
Nice.
should be back, I think, the first week of May. And so I think that's
Very
when we're going
soon.
to drop it on
Cool.
all streaming platforms as well. But it's called The Curse of the Commonwealth is what the name of the album is. So,
Nice.
but yeah, when I went to the studio, I'm like, I don't want a lot of overproduction. Just I do want to do the vocals separate from the guitar. I don't
Sure.
want to play them live because I want to be able to focus on one or the other.
Of course.
Uh, but that's about the only studio-ish thing that I did, was separate
Yeah.
those two. Other than that, I just got up, played. He put a few mics around the room. We also plugged into direct so we can kind of get a mix, and then yeah, just did vocals straight. I mean,
That's
honestly, I
awesome,
knocked it
man.
out in one day. So
Oh,
ended up 10 tracks.
I
So
believe it. Yeah, you got to
yeah.
plan before you get in there. Studio time
Yeah.
isn't cheap.
Yeah.
So
Oh no. Yeah.
you
And you're like
got
practicing.
right. Yeah, you got to have the vision before you get in there.
Absolutely.
Well, so you've got this new record coming out, and we don't need to get super into it because I want to keep the
Sure.
focus, but I also want to know like, is there going to be, some diversity in the sound? Are we going to hear some more experimentation from you?
It's pretty par for the course as far as like Never
Okay.
Enough, and
Sure.
just straightforward acoustic stuff. Now I did like one thing that I as a musician try to push myself to do as far as like acoustics is dynamics. So that's one thing that even the producer was like, you're really good at, like, like I try to get soft and then loud at times. And
Yeah.
that's just, that's not volume control. That's just me playing that way,
Yeah.
in order to kind of pull the emotions
Right.
of
That's the
playing.
experience speaking
Yeah.
right there. Totally.
So, I mean, I think it definitely translated a lot. Now there is a intro track on there where it's like a instrumental, and
Okay.
it's kind of experimental-ish. In fact, like I used some clips of some like Hindu chanting over top of it and
Oh,
everything. So I
cool.
kind of like mixed a little stuff in there just to kind of set the tone for the record. So,
Nice. Are there like a handful of either artists or bands that you kind of channeled while you were making this record?
honestly, a couple of them, I'd say it's kind of funny because it kind of runs the gamut because I love like Delta blues, like old
Okay.
school blues, and
Sure.
like my music sounds nothing like that. But the thing that I love is when you put on one of those records, it's just so raw with like the
Yeah.
acoustic and the recording. You can hear their foot tapping, you know what I
Yes.
mean? And it's just like that emotion is like, how do I harness that, but like make it what I'm playing, and
100%.
then just also really focused on songwriting in as far as lyrics and such. I mean, I hate Dashboard Confessionals probably
Yeah.
is pretty influential. I mean, Chris Carrabba is an amazing lyricist,
Yeah.
and he's obviously done well for himself. And then
Right.
Front Porch Step is another one. They're from
Yeah.
Ohio. He's from Ohio,
Sure.
but some of his early stuff was really helped me get through some of my hard times too. So it
Yeah.
really hit home, And I mean, I'd kind of, of course, everybody wants to sound like themselves, but I'm sure like
Right.
a nod to all those type of people over the years, Bob Dylan,
Yeah,
that bring
man.
the acoustic, you know,
Right, but there's
oh,
definitely a vibe that comes through in this song, and it goes back to talking about that super polished production. Like
yeah,
for me, obviously, like when I listen to a record, I have to be in the right headspace to
sure,
experience it from start to finish. I got to have my nicest pair of headphones on so I can
yeah,
hear the subtleties. And something you said really stood out to me. Like, I want to hear the foot taps in the song.
yeah,
When you polish that production and you take it out, it feels less human. It feels
yeah,
not quite robotic, but it feels like, yeah, this is like a super high quality studio
yeah,
production without heart
yeah,
in it. I want to feel like I'm in the room. And in
yeah,
this song, and I'm sure the others, that's exactly what I want to feel. So knowing that there's a whole record of that coming,
yeah.
that's me really excited for whatever's going to come.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, I
Totally.
appreciate that.
Um,
Yeah.
as far as the other songs go, were they written in a similar way as far as like music first, then lyrics?
Yeah, they definitely were. Like a lot of those are just kind of things where, I kind of had a riff, and some of them are actually maybe like an older riff that I had years ago that I'd
Mhm.
actually forgotten about and found an old cassette or a
Sure, sure.
recording of like, oh crap, I forgot about this riff,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
bringing it back and kind of revitalizing it. And obviously, it was important enough to me back then to record it, so I thought it should hold
Sure.
space,
Yeah.
on the album. But especially lyric wise too, it's kind of the same thing. Love lost, but also powering through,
Yeah.
losing friends, growing over friendships, and out of
Totally.
that, as well as just life being difficult at times. But there's you'll get through it and
Yeah.
survive. So
No, that's what it's all about. Do you have any plans to, play more live shows, even maybe something like an album release party or anything in the
sure.
works on that end?
Absolutely. Like I said, I think it was last week that the pressing company got back to me about the
Sure.
release date. So, now that I know that maybe shoot for mid-May here in Lexington, we'll probably
Cool.
have a release party.
Nice.
I've got actually got a trying to plan a little mini tour right now with some guys from California. So
Nice.
there's a guy from California and a guy from St. Louis. We're gonna do like a little acoustic tour.
That would be
So we're trying
amazing.
to, yeah, we're definitely trying to branch out and try to, connect with playing more shows and so forth. So yeah.
Very cool. All right,
Yeah.
one last question on the topic of this record. Are there a handful of songs that you're most excited for people to hear? Ones that are unreleased?
Yes, actually there's so all the songs have been recorded at some point and been released on like SoundCloud or something like that
Sure.
for me just to basically so I don't forget. You know how they're written half the
Right,
time. You need
right.
to be honest. But there's a few of them that I've never seen Spotify or any of the streaming
Sure.
platforms, and those ones are the ones that I'm pretty excited about. There's one that's called "Failure is a Part of Life." That
Oh,
one's I really like that one. Just the way the chorus is, and it's just kind of a drony one that's
yeah,
kind of you just can kind of get lost in the song that I really like. And then there's also a couple songs called Monster Mash, and then there's another one that's called Game Over that are basically about struggling with your identity as far as maybe your spirituality and things like
yeah.
that. So,
Nice,
and those ones too are kind of, they're just right in the pocket and the chorus is catchy and, mid-tempo songs. So
nice.
I'm pretty excited about people hearing those. I may try to drop another single maybe next month
Totally.
just to kind of keep pulling people to
It's what
the
it's all
finish line.
about.
So yeah.
Nice. Well, it sounds
Please
like
do.
there's a lot of variety on this record in terms of
Yes, there is.
messaging
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's not a full-on breakup album, so that's
No,
that's
no.
totally
But yeah,
fine.
I mean, you may still need a therapist after it, but it's fine.
You
So,
know what? That's okay. If that, hey, listen, that's important. If it moves people to do that because of your music, then
well,
you've
that's
you've
true.
touched
That's true.
somebody, and I think that's a good thing.
I think
Uh,
there's a place for depressing music, though, so.
Absolutely. Oh, there's always a place for depressing music. So it sounds like the record is slated for mid-May.
Mhm.
What is the plan for the rest of the year? Are you the type of artist that, is always working towards the next
Yeah.
thing? Like
Oh, yeah.
what's the general outline of 2024?
So I've already got the ideas rolling for the next project, of
Of
course.
course.
So, what I want to do after this is actually release a album that I just record here at the house and kind
Nice.
of do a play on words called the bedroom covers.
Sweet.
Because I'm just gonna probably drop maybe 6 cover songs
Awesome.
and, just do people that have influenced me,
Yeah.
like Counting Crows and, stuff like that,
Yeah.
just maybe more 90s stuff. And I mean, Get Up Kids, some of the punk stuff, even
Sure.
Descendants that have really helped me grow as a musician, but try to do acoustic, my style covers of them, maybe drop 5 or 6 songs, just a little EP. I'll
Sweet.
probably end up dropping it on cassette too, just so it's available.
Awesome. Listen, hey, cassettes are popular somehow
I know.
again.
Yeah.
So give
And
the
they're
people what
cheaper
they
to
want.
make, so
Yeah,
I'm fine with
much
that.
cheaper, much cheaper. Um, Couple more questions for you. Are there
Yeah.
any personal goals that you're working on this year? Obviously, you've gone through this, I guess, traumatic event. And so, yeah, what are like some personal goals that you'd like to hit for yourself this year?
So for this year, I've actually people wonder how I get any rest because I'm kind of an entrepreneur, so to speak. So
Sure.
I do funeral at sea, my acoustic stuff. I definitely want to get out there more because it used to just be the bedroom thing, and then I'd throw a few things up on
Yeah.
Spotify or whatever. I would like to get out and play more, especially kind of flabbergasted how positive the response has been, like with the live shows and stuff.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to get out more with that. I also play in a punk band called Small Steps,
Sweet.
and we tour quite a bit. We play out a bunch. I think we're going to go head back into the studio here in a few, maybe in about a month or so,
Sweet.
and then yeah, I actually started a record label, and that's who's putting out my vinyl. So
There you go.
so
Okay, so
yeah,
you're a
it's
busy guy.
yeah, yeah, and
Damn. All
and
right.
then with kids and regular work, and I have a
Yeah.
screen printing business too. So
Oh,
it's
geez.
yeah, it's people are like, how many hours do you sleep a day? And I'm like, it's
What
not
is
important.
sleep? Sleep.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
sleep
even
when
know
you're
that
dead.
word.
It's
Sleep when
fine.
you're dead. Hey, listen, you're doing it as long as you're happy. That's
Yep.
really all that matters.
Yeah.
Um, my last one for you here is it's basically for the person that is going to discover you and your music from
hmm
this interview. What is an opening message that you'd like to say to them before they listen for the first time?
I would say that, no matter what you go through in life, there's always the other side is always brighter. Even though I went through a bunch of traumatic stuff and I'm able to give you music and pour my heart out, like
Yeah,
just know that I'm super thankful that I went through all that junk. Because it's made me a better person. It's made
sweet.
me find who I truly am and who
Yeah.
my friends truly are. And just know that no matter what you're going through in life, that you will make it out. You will be stronger on the other side. And hopefully my music will help you, and you'll enjoy it and know that there is positivity. Or if you've already went through this and know that it's better on the other side, then
Yeah.
you feel me and you can
There you
listen to the
go.
music and enjoy. So yeah.
Hey, that was a great answer. Listen, Jeremiah, I want to thank you so much for taking the time, but please let me plug your music before we wrap
Thank you.
up here. So, for everyone out there, the band is called Funeral at Sea. The song is called Never Enough. And of course, we'll have the links in our article and everywhere else so that you can listen and share and follow along. And obviously, there's so much more music in the works. So, stay tuned. I'm excited for it. I really like I'm going through some stuff right now, and this song really hit home for me. So I appreciate you putting it out. It kind of came out
Thank
for
you.
me at the perfect time.
Good, good.
I want to again thank you so much for taking the time, and I hope to speak again soon.
All right. Thank you so much. I really
Awesome.
appreciate
All
it.
right, take care. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye
You
bye.
too.
See
Thank
ya.
you.